Hey guys, this is a midweek analysis for November 15th of 2023. Okay, let's go with the pound yen. This is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the setup I was looking at. So the last weekly long trade that form was right here. And the last weekly short trade that form was right here. And so the weekly risk parameters were between this pivot high and this pivot low right here. And then more right here about a month and a half ago. Those daily lower confirmation confirming this bias to be short. Or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot low before reaching this pivot high. Okay, then moreover, as price came all the way to these levels, I took an aggressive short entry. However, I aborted this short entry right away due to a 1 minute V-shaped recovery that formed right here, which shows strong long strength. And so we got this big move all the way up to these levels. And then if you recall last week, I took another short entry, roughly at the 185.26 levels around here, with a stop loss at this pivot high and its main target right here. Now that's because although this aggressive entry that formed right here did fail, according to my strategy, that's not a reason for a bias change. Okay, however, just yesterday, price went up to that stop loss level right here, and I was stopped out for the full 150 pips. Okay, so let's go ahead and review this setup, and I'll show you how I'm going to use this loss to further evolve my strategy. Let's go over to the 4-hour chart. Okay, so on this 4-hour chart, those weekly risk parameters was between this pivot high and this pivot low right here. And then right at this point right here is where that 1 minute V-shaped recovery formed. And then as price rose all the way to that second entry point, roughly at these levels right here, there was never any current long strength that formed. And therefore, I took that second short entry. Okay, and then moreover, as price ranged about and it reached the stop loss level right here, there was still never any current long strength that formed. And that's why I didn't abort this short entry. Okay, so from this loss, what I'm going to change in terms of my strategy is that when an aggressive entry forms and a V-shaped recovery forces you to get out of that trade, that's actually going to change the higher time frames bias. So in other words, although that weekly bias was short initially, since this aggressive entry was overridden by a V-shaped recovery, that will change that weekly bias into long. Okay, and that's the new rule I'm going to add to my strategy. Now that said, a bias change to a V-shaped recovery was already in my strategy. However, that was only up to the 5-minute chart's V-shaped recovery. And this 1 minute V-shaped recovery has never happened to me before. Okay, so you want to remember when you're evolving your strategy, you want to use these losses to gradually evolve your strategy. Okay, and one more thing I want to add is that all through this area right here, as price came up to the stop loss level, I was constantly watching the lower time frames for any current strength. Now, because I did that and knew there was no current long strength in all these areas, that allows me to single out the problem. Okay, and the only unidentifiable factor to this trade was this 1 minute V-shaped recovery. Okay, so even after you enter a trade, it's really important to watch the price action while that trade is on. And I know it could be hard to watch a trade simply because it's very stressful, but just remember it does have its benefits. Okay, so at this point, the weekly bias is reset back to neutral, and I'll keep you guys updated when there's a new daily or weekly bias that forms. Okay, and that's it for this midweek analysis. I hope you guys have a great week, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.